Hi. Because I tried to do this in my challenge group the other day, and everyone kept telling me that they couldn't hear me. So if you're listening, can you hear me? Is there sounds? I know the other day I did like 3 videos. So sound, thumbs up, yay, nay. Can you hear me? 5 of you are watching. Anything. Can you hear me? It makes me think that you cannot hear me. It makes me a little nervous. I got a really good secret. Lindsay, can you hear me? Thumbs up. Yay! Okay, so I was doing this. I did 3 videos and they all came up with no sound, so I was a little nervous that something was wrong with my video. But okay, so I want to talk to you guys about something. A lot of you have seen, a lot of my posts lately have been about this book, The Miracle Morning. So I started reading it a couple weeks ago, and it really started changing my outlook and the way I approached each day. And about halfway through the book, I decided that I needed to turn this into something more. So instead of me just reading the book, I actually made The Miracle Morning as my theme for my challenge group this month, for my health and fitness group. Because one thing I'm learning is fitness is great and your health is great, and that's all wonderful, but if you're not getting enough sleep, and you're not rested and you're not doing other things throughout the day, it doesn't matter what your fitness is like, because mindset goes a long way. So one key thing that I've pulled from this Miracle Morning that you can all apply right now, today, has to do with how much sleep you need. And you can ask any of my roommates from our retreat last week in Destin, because I pulled this on them every single day. But there was a study that the author of the book did about the amount of sleep you need. And he shared that it really, sure, there's studies that are going to tell you need 7 hours of sleep, you need 8 hours of sleep. Like there's some research on that. But beyond that, you need the amount of sleep you tell yourself that you need. And one thing he did in this book is he shared that he went through, 4 through 9 hours of sleep. And each night before he went to bed, he would say to himself, I'm going to get 4 hours of sleep and I'm going to wake up tomorrow rested. And if that's the last thing he said to himself before he went to bed, sure enough, when he woke up in the morning after 4 hours of restful sleep, and he was like, hey, I just got 4 hours of sleep. Like, that was great. He felt more rested. Good morning, Anna. But similarly, on the other side, if you go to bed thinking, I'm only going to get 6 hours of sleep, chances are when you wake up in the morning and you say, I only got 6 hours of sleep, you're tired. And you're going to snooze and you're going to be drudging the day ahead, because in your mind, you told yourself that you were only going to get this amount of sleep. And I know it might sound like too simple and like it's not going to work, but I've been doing that. Like I have my goal. Like my goal every night is to get at least 6 hours. Part of me wishes that it could be more, but off every other goal that I have in my life, this is what I've determined is the amount of time I can realistically allocate to sleep every day. If I go to bed at 11 and I get up at 5, that's 6 hours of sleep. Now, I used to go to bed and be like, 6 hours of sleep, and I would snooze, and I would snooze, and then my 6 hours became, 6.5 or 7 of restless sleep. But now I started telling myself, when I go to sleep, I say, I am going to get 6 hours of sleep tonight. That, Pap, you don't need 10 hours of sleep. You need to start telling yourself you need 8 hours of sleep. But it works. And I know it just sounds so simple. And, tonight, if you go to bed at 11 o'clock and tell yourself that you only need 6 hours, I'm not saying you're going to jump out of bed tomorrow like jumping for joy that you got 6 hours, but practice it and try to do it consistently, because what happens is your mind is going to think in the morning whatever you told yourself the night before. So if you're thinking something negative, you're going to wake up something negative. If you think something positive right before you go to bed, you're probably going to wake up thinking something positive. Anna, you've been going to sleep earlier so you can get up at 7. That's good. I mean, and it's after you can get whatever amount of sleep you want to get. I just have found that realistically, for everything else that I do in a day, I can get 6 hours and it's enough and not too much. But I just like you, when my alarm goes off, my first instinct is to hit snooze. But I've got stuff to do, and I have learned that starting off with that positive mindset works. So I'm going to challenge all of you listening to try it, not just tonight, but try it for a couple days. And when you go to sleep, tell yourself, I'm going to get this amount of sleep and be happy about it and be excited about it, and then see if that starts to impact the way you feel when you wake up in the morning. So I can't say enough about this book. This is what it looks like, The Miracle Morning. There's all sorts of different editions of this book based off different types of things. There's one for network marketers. There's one for real estate agents. I'm just reading just the basic, what's it say? The not so obvious secret guaranteed to transform your life before 8 a.m. This is just the standard book, but highly, highly, highly recommend you adding this to your list. I'm not a reader. It's like 100 and some pages, and it's a quick, easy read. So once you start letting me know who's tried this and how it works. So have a happy hump day. Bye. Thanks for listening.